Sometimes English is our second language. Sometimes we don't understand that big word, And someone that is know that language, your language, and have to have give them more easier and understand what that means. Because this cancer we go through is really hard, like to me, and I'm still learning.
During the consultation, we make sure that we have the appropriate support tools for the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander patients. We make sure we have a culturally appropriate person present during the discussions. We have the Aboriginal liaison officer, an interpreter. Sometimes we do invite the clinics to participate in these discussions because they know the patients for longer. We also make sure we have our cancer care coordinator present to help with the understanding and explanation. And we make sure we allow adequate time and use simple language for the patients to understand what we are discussing and to formulate a clear plan.
Part of my role as the Aboriginal liaison officer is to help not just the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander patients when they come through, but also to help staff be more aware of the difference of Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islanders, and that they do vary in their own cultures. And the sacrifice that Aboriginal people make when they have to come in for treatment.
Busy, particularly in a rural clinic, but to make sure that there is an extra 10 minutes or 20 minutes that we sometimes have to glean out of nowhere to make sure that we are actually not rushing things, that we are addressing everyone's concerns and also making sure that we're not leaving people with the impression that we're rushing, because sometimes that can come across that we're not particularly paying enough attention or caring enough about every individual who's going through.
So what's very important for a clinician when they do go and see an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander patient, they feel like they haven't rushed in the room for that consult, because body language tells a lot to a patient. Sometimes the eye contact is not made, and that's because of cultural reason. The Aboriginal patient is listening.
Going through from your remote community, a little outstation, to a big place like a hospital is very daunting to our people, and it's very, very scary.
The key message for our clinicians when working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander patients is to make sure that the honesty and trust is there, they can build that rapport.
So the concept of men's and women's business is really important to consider during a patient's journey. So obviously for myself, I will see the males talking about any male-related cancer issues, and for my colleague that she'll see for the females and any female-related cancer issues. It works out really well when we see our patients that we have this cultural understanding, obviously from a male's perspective and a female's perspective.